Oh yeah, the OST.
Can't decide whether pyro slimes taste better with salt and pepper or garlic and herbs.
Yeah, see, that's why I had it paused, so they wouldn't be talking in the background the entire time. Almost capped out on XP for the week. Oh wait, never mind. That's the other side. I could still cap out pretty quickly though. Need to spend some resin here. Sure. Oh, ignore that. There's nothing at the top right of the screen of importance, at least. What do I like? See, this is my issue with spending resin in this game. I don't even know what I need it for. Wait, go? No, you're not anywhere near sending. I mean, I know that I'm gonna need these at some point. I haven't even run into a ruined serpent, so I don't know where to get it.
La da da da
If I'm gonna
da da
fight this thing,
da
it's gonna
da.
take an hour. Okay, I'll go fight one of these. My own things. Yeah. Yeah, I kinda need to spend the resin now. It probably hasn't been captured that long, to be honest, but
Swift and merciful, submit for judgment.
Goba, get them!
Forth, my blade.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! It really hurt! Come on, we can do it! Oh. I'll protect us.
worried about that.
Nice and spicy.
Bring it on! Get moving!
Out of the frying pan.
Spirit blade, attack! Whoa!
Can't freeze it.
Goba, get them! Help! Nice and spicy.
There, a touch of frost.
Eat this!
Hey! Ah,
Rude.
fracture!
Hey, not bad. Need a few more. Yeah, there's still this event going on. I'll do a few of these. Oh wait, I can do my expedition reward now. Until I'm no longer capped on resin. Yeah, I can't have been capped on resin for that long since last night when I got off I had
Oh, it's
a
you!
little bit, but
Over here! Over here! It's Sarah from the Good Hunter!
hold on a second, Sarah, I gotta go.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Yeah, all my petitions are all at different times. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't have any pools to start off with, but I can do some commissions for some.
Oh, finally, I caught you. I have something I'd like the Knights of Favonius to do for me, and I want you to pass on my request to the acting Grand Master.
Oh,
Oh, so it's Jean you were really hoping to see.
You are close with her. Well, I heard she has a lot of respect for you.
Anyway, what was it you wanted us to tell Jean?
Oh, yes. I must apologize for being unable to visit the Knights in person, but the restaurant has been so busy lately. Unfortunately, it's right in this busy season that the route between here and Springvale, which is used for the delivery of our ingredients, seems to have been occupied by the Hilichurls. The problem is that the suppliers in Springvale say that deliveries have nothing to do with them. They're just responsible for selling us the ingredients.
oh yeah. I meant to mention this. I did change chat, so now you can see. I do like this. It'll show up on screen too, and it'll be the 7TV emote. But yeah, I thought that, and I put it there because it goes from bottom up on the thing that I used, so thought that might be a bit better. And I set the cooldown for like 5 seconds, so it'll go away after about 5 seconds. I meant to mention that when I started as well.
That would be great. Please, ask Master Jean to send a party to clear out the hilly churls from the road to Springvale. Oh, help at last. With Jean on the case, this will be solved in no time. Thank you.
Seems like everyone really trusts Jean.
Oh, I nearly forgot. Charles the bartender said he's been having some trouble too. Why don't you stop by and see him on the way?
Fine. In for a penny, in for a pound is the Paimon way. But this is really stretching the definition of on the way, in my opinion.
Today's recommendation is...
Oh yeah, I unlocked Jean's story thing, so that's probably why they want me to go do this quest. Oh, I just gotta look up something really quickly. So, am I good on Star Rail Trailblaze Power? Because I should be. I do need to check in first. There's a new daily check-in started on that too. I managed to get all the check-ins last time. Okay, I've got 6 hours until my Trailblaze power is full. So yeah, I did get that. Good. I thought I had said that I had thousands of frame drops for a second. I was confused, but no, that was the bitrate. That would not be good. If it's like 15 frame drops, then it's fine, but if it's like 1,000, that's pretty bad. I'll go talk to them in a second. I gotta go pick up these mushrooms.
I ride on wind.
Let's dance.
Yeah, that ice flower did a lot more damage than I thought it would. To the... So I gotta heal up a little bit. There's some more mushrooms around. There's spin crystal. Yeah, I always need these mushrooms for Barbara ascending. does, yeah. I think. Is that all she needs to
I
ascend at this
wonder
point?
when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
No, she needs a bit more than just that. I need core lapis for Chanyun as well, but I don't really know the specific spots on where to get them. Just know like some areas where there
Let the
probably
show
should be some. So yeah, I'm gonna let this go through. Heal up Hizo, and then I'll talk to this person.
Please see to it that Godwin gets home soon and safe.
Godwin, when will you return? I know that voice. Why, if it isn't the traveler from afar. Thanks be to the great Anima Archon, for he surely sent the wind to guide you to this place. I have a request for you. My boyfriend, Godwin. He's in the Knights of Favonius, you know. He left the city ages ago and still hasn't come back. Haven't heard a single word from him since he's been gone. So worried about him. Poor Godwin. What if he returns? Or what if he runs into those nasty hill trolls? Or he also said they're at war with the Abyss Ward, or what if he gets injured? And now he's been away for so long. What if he takes a liking to one of the pretty night girls? Sorry, I'm getting carried away. My mother always tells me that dandelions can carry people's heart's desires far away to a distant place. My request is, could you collect 3 dandelion seeds from Windrise for me? Thank you ever so much. May the Anima Archon protect you. Can you please place them into my hand? I can't see and I'll lose them otherwise. All that I want. This is enough. No, to tell them everything I want to say to Godwin. Cover your ears, please. No eavesdropping. These are private words shared between lovers, you know? You must have had a similar experience before. Okay, I'm done. Now take these to the top of the Anima Archon statue and release them into the wind. The great Archon himself will take them from here. I hope he will guide them to Godwin. Hey, pretty short mission. Or a, like, non-combat commission. I guess if he didn't have dandelion seeds, it would have taken longer. Got some sort of side quest you want me to do, but I'll save that for later. Yeah, all my commissions are in Mondstadt, so... Gotta go back and talk to Glory. Won't be able to go to Inazuma just yet. I could have set the missions to Inazuma, but I don't know if I can access everything easily. At least not as easily as Mondstadt. Did you do it? Good, that's what we want. That way the dandelion seeds can travel far away. Maybe they really will reach Godwin after all, and pass on what I want to say to them. Give me your hand. Here, take these. These are to say thank you. There is still so much more I want to say to Godwin. I may need your help again in the future. Okay, here we go. Get some combat for this one.
My blade. Submit for judgment.
I think the one ice enemy.
Gooba, get them! Ready, steady, go! Let's dance.
Cyclone.
Nice and spicy.
necessary. There's not a ladder. Guess Barbara can hit them.
Hi. Oh. Go, Barbara, go! Huh. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Oh. Huh. Hi. Booba, get them!
Swift and merciful.
Let the show begin.
From whence you came.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Can't fool me.
Another commission here. So again, some more hill turtles. Destroy towers.
Booba, get them!
A touch of frost. Confess!
Hi.
Fortunately, that enemy's all the way up there.
Yeah. Huh. Hi. Huh. Oh. Hi. Huh. Huh. Hi. Oh. Hi. Huh. Huh.
Wasn't sure if I could climb up that. I didn't do anything
Weather
else with
so
the
amazing. I could burst into song.
Genshin card game yesterday off stream since I pretty much ended stream and then checked star rail, set that to auto to spend the rest of my Trailblaze power and then went to bed.
Swift and merciful. Spirit blade. Attack!
La 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 la.
Melt them? No, they teleported out. Wanted it to be on the same level. Yep, that's all the commissions out of the way. I meant to go here.
Ad Astra Abyssos. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
Now I can do one. Yeah, I think whenever I get to an even number again, then I'll wait for 10 on those. I think I'm at like 68, if I had to guess. I'm honestly just not gonna deal with that at the moment. I think that's capped out on resources too, but I don't really care about the teapot too much, to be honest. Might do stuff in there eventually, but for now I'm just gonna leave it alone.
You're toast!
But how?
Boba, get them!
From whence you came?
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Can't move it!
Boba, get them!
That's just a random hilichurl.
Out of the frying pan, into the...
Forth, my blade! Spirit blade! Attack!
Come on, we can do it!
Yeah, I think that this one, doing the Mora one's pretty good, since I'm much always in need of it. So how much do I have now? 1 million? I could probably afford to do a few XP books then. I can go through 1 million more pretty quickly though.
A touch of...
Free milk combo.
Truth hurts!
I think they just vaporize themselves.
Bring it on! Can't move it! Fracture!
I'll protect us.
From whence you came! Bring it on!
How much resin will I? Okay, so this spins 30, so I'll have 50 left. Guess I can try an artifact domain as well. Maybe try to get some good artifacts for someone. Or see if there's anyone that can get an upgrade from one of the domains. It is Friday. I think there are some people on my team that have weapons that you get stuff for on Fridays.
Confess!
Eat this!
Swift and merciful! Spirit blade! Attack!
Trigger some bloom.
A touch of frost!
Boba, get them!
Yeah, you can use those to level up characters, so they're still pretty good to get a few. Okay, so let's see which character has a weapon. And so if I were to enhance this, okay, so Monday, Thursday, Sunday. I think Sunday is all weapons day. Okay, so yours is a Friday. Friday. Or is it tomorrow? Okay. So I can do. I need to see first before I upgrade Chonyun's weapon. There's another weapon that I want to make for Chonyun that I don't have the materials for, so let me see if I can make that weapon. And see when it needs to be upgraded, because that weapon's going to be stronger than the one that they currently have. And do I make this, or do I make this for, the weapon that I have on, Gongling is already pretty good. It buffs crit rate. It's not, is it the chasm that has this? Yeah, it is. Outside of the chasm.
Ready, steady, go!
I do that to heal. Yeah, if I can get on the outside of the chasm from here, which I can, then there's a bunch of spots to get that iron chunks that I need. If I remember correctly.
Ah!
48, I need 50. These can have them sometimes, yeah. That's 50. Just grab a few more while I'm here since I'll need to get another 50 for the next item. On you, time for you to get a good weapon finally. Prototype cakes. Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Or souvenir shop in Liowa. Okay, we'll go to the souvenir shop in Liowa just to see if I can purchase enough. So what am I looking for? Reign of Arrow. That's this way, right? Okay.
Jewelry's out of stock.
Unfortunate.
Join the Adventurers Guild. Yo.
Do I always have... Oh yeah, because I got another key. These always keep popping up. But that's the one that I unlocked with Jane. I think I had one from someone else the other day. Yeah, it'll be a while before I can do those scenes still. Okay, with that out of the way... Looks like I can't increase this anymore. For now, so it's just better. I don't think that the attack stat increases from that. 337 increases. 325. Okay, look, it barely increases. That also gets elemental mastery, which is pretty good for this team. So, go ahead and leave that on for now. It's not open today. Yeah, it is Friday, so just double checking. Guess this is, yeah, this is the only one that I want to assume that's open, so head there. Yeah, I always forget this is only 20. Let's just do this one. Because it's a DPS check, so being underleveled actually does make a pretty big difference.
Nice and spicy.
Swift and merciful. From whence you came.
Boba, get them!
Cyclone!
You're toast! Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
One with my blade. Spirit blade.
Yeah, my energy recharge is already pretty high. I need ways to decrease my skill cooldown more than anything. Hopefully I get better stuff from this than I've been getting with the... Yeah, I got 2, so I need a few more. I've been getting some pretty bad stuff in Star Rail for the domains, I guess. It would be the calyxes in Star Rail is what they're called.
Eat this!
Swift and merciful, submit for judgment.
You're toast!
Forth, my blade. From whence you came.
Boba, get them!
That seemed to be a lot slower at the start, but then at the end it was faster than the previous. Or like, I don't know if the time clear was faster, but the way that it felt. I think it felt like I cleared through those enemies faster at the end of that run than I did on the other one. But the beginning felt slower, so it kind of balances out. Anyway, Barbara, go ahead and ascend this. Ascending this doesn't do too much grand scheme of things. It's mostly just that HP percentage increase that I'm after. Okay, no. Added to 2 stars and under, but I need to select the material. Got so much of this stuff. This is kind of a new account. I made this account like a week ago because I hadn't played in about 2 years. So, although I didn't really play that much whenever I was playing, I just kind of logged on and saw what the game was about and then moved on to a different game. So, it's not like a fully, like new experience, but it's pretty much like I haven't made it as far as I'm currently at in the game. I pretty much only got to the middle of Mondstadt before abandoning the game a few years ago. Okay, I got some of these. I did get the artifact up. So that did increase the HP percentage by a little bit more. Yeah, almost 11k. I still got a bit of resin. I don't really have anything else that I want to spend it on for now, so I guess I'll head back to Inazuma. I think I was around here. For the main story quest to continue. Yeah. Oh, this is not a, like, full, or it's a new account, but, I had stopped playing about 2 years ago, and then have recently come back to it. I had started this account like last week or something, so
It's my lucky day.
I've been trying to learn some more about the game, because I didn't really make it very far when I stopped playing 2 years ago.
Confess. How's this? Shoot the fairy.
Out of the frying pan
I saw an
into
ad
the
with these
fire!
guys on it today
One with my
on
blade.
YouTube. Or some sort of samurai things in them.
Finally, I...
Race you! Race you!
Let's get down to business. It's my lucky day. Truth hurts.
These are kind of
To the fairy.
use these guys pretty easily. They're standing in water. Yeah, I did a lot of the progression so far off stream for like some of the grindier stuff, like getting the Geo statues leveled up, getting all the materials for that I did off stream, but I've been just trying to stick to doing the story on stream whenever I get the chance to play. But I'm playing both this and Honkai Star Rail. I started playing that, and that kind of led to me picking back up this game. So my time's kind of split between both of the games at the moment.
None of this will go to waste.
Although I'm at Trailblaze level 61 in Star Rail, so I don't have too much more to do now outside of logging in for daily stuff. In this game, there's still a lot left that I have to do with the story and with a bunch of side missions and everything still. Which they're about to add some more story to Star Rail at the end of the month, I think. Whenever 1.2 comes out, I think it's the next time that they're adding story content. Oh, you can't kill the fox. Wait, guess that makes sense.
The
And new
insolent.
enemy. Mirror Maiden. Water Mirror in combat. Apply refraction status to a character. She enters polarization state in which she is stronger. Okay.
Punished.
Ha! Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
A touch of frost.
Ricky, this!
No mercy.
I'm in that stronger state, but she's usually way too much.
Winter shall eventually come.
They defeat it without being trapped in its water prison. Guess I might figure out what that is eventually,
Come on, we can do it!
because I managed to avoid it this time. Yeah, I'm considering going for Kokomi. I've heard that she's a pretty good healer. Everything. And thanks for following. But yeah, I've heard that she's pretty good. I've currently just been using Barbara, but I have the Dendro healer 4-star character. She's the best healer. Yeah, I have this character too, but I've already built Barbara, so I didn't really start messing with this character. But apparently this character's, like, being Dendro is pretty good, since you can trigger Hyper Bloom that's supposedly kind of strong, but
Nothing better to do. We could go foraging for
I think
ingredients.
having a Ling team is a bit stronger than just having a bit of... Like, I'd have to have two
The
healers for
insolent
the
shall be punished.
Hyper Bloom to work, since I only have one water character. That's also a healer.
Nice and spicy.
Swift and merciful.
No mercy.
I've been pulling at the Kagura banner, mostly to try to get some more Ling, because I want to try to get
Power
C4
flows through me.
on her at least. But so far I've only pulled the one. And then you get one
Forth,
later
my
in the
blade.
game for free. So I only need like 2 more realistically.
Confess. From whence you came.
And then I'm also running Keizo, so kinda helps with that banner.
Winter shall eventually come.
But yeah, so far I haven't really gotten any 5-star characters or anything just yet. I only have the Traveler as my only 5-star. These are all the characters that I've got. So I've been trying to just see. Like, I think this character is probably the best one of the ones that I have, but most of the characters I have are a little bit above average at best. At the moment, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think Sean Yun's not seen as that good, but he kind of works with Ling getting the melt effect, at least, for this team. Yeah, I'm thinking Kazuha is probably going to end up being my first because I'm pretty close to getting the pity pool, so it's 50-50 on if I get Kazuha or not. Once I reach that. Which I think Kazuha is still a pretty good character, but I don't know too much about all of the 5-star characters in this game because I was pretty much just going to build whatever 5-star character I got first and then see what works with them.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh...
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
I do like that the Traveler is still sticking to just wanting to see the Raiden Shogun rather than helping. Because I would think that they would probably just like introduce the character and then you go on this slight adventure helping people, but yeah, it seems that they just want to meet the Raiden Shogun. So just kind of focus on the main objective. I guess it's just because they also ran into either at some point at the end of that storyline
No,
before heading
please!
here.
Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
It's rank 35. I guess I gave a lot of experience for that. Oh yeah, now I can ascend the world level. So I'll need to go do that at some point. But let me go ahead and head to the adventure rink reward thing.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Genshin's rank 35, so I guess I can go ahead and send the world level. Way faster to go from here. But yeah, I don't really care about getting like Kazuha necessarily. I just kind of want to get a 5-star character to hopefully have something to build around. Like as long as it's a playable one, then that should be good for my teams. Because like my teams are doing fine at the moment with the damage kind of being carried by the artifact stats, but I imagine that they're gonna fall off eventually. If I wanted to do some of the or that is this character. Yeah, I've seen that they're pretty good. I know that this character works well with the Zhongling, and that's a character that I've just been wanting to build on my own in general, just because I feel like she's probably like the strongest character that I have already. But yeah, being Dendro, I've heard that Dendro is like really good overall, so I imagine that they're pretty good. Yeah, I went to this like one website to they did like AI or something for the team building, and it was saying that like this was my best character by far. They were like in the S tier, and then like in A tier was this character. I'm pretty sure just because they're Dendro. So I imagine that Dendro is pretty strong overall. And then like all the rest of my characters were in B and C for that. And then like on the general tier list, it was a bit different because it was comparing the characters to themselves. Oh wait, is this the... Yeah, this is the Ascension. Oh, you get 3 keys of the depths just for doing this. I think I should be able to do this. I actually have perfect recommended elements, so... As long as this isn't like a timing thing, I should be able to do it, but if there's timing stuff involved, then I might not be able to.
Let's dance.
Yeah, the general idea for this team is to have like Hazo get a bunch of swirls either from Barbara's effect or from Zongling's ultimate. And then you can also use Barbara to buff Zongling's ultimate because Barbara's holding Tales of the Dragon Slayer that gives some different buffs. And then you have Zhongyun can do either melt or freeze. So they kind of synergize with each other for some elemental reactions. And then Hazo can give everyone a certain amount of elemental mastery eventually with one of his I don't know if it's like one of the constellations or one of the traits. Yeah, currently most of my team is a bit underleveled because you can't ascend Hazo without getting to Inazuma, so I haven't been able to get the Ascension material for them yet. And they're supposed to be like my main damage healer, but now it's kind of just been Zhongling because I have like 30% crit rate or something. So, and she attacks very quickly, she crits most of them. Or like most of the time. With that crit rate.
A touch of frost.
I can go ahead and freeze them so I can get in some more healing.
Go, Barbara, go!
I should probably just have Barbara take a few hits since she has the most HP.
One with my blade. From whence you came.
Go, Barbara! Barbara, go! Nice and spicy.
Nothing I could really do when it's spinning around like this. Yeah, I have a lot of elemental mastery on Hazo, so they're still able to output a lot of damage despite being so underleveled.
Race you! Boba, get them!
I think the weapon that they had and like all of the artifacts I chose were all just elemental mastery.
Hey, yeah! Come on, we can do it!
Bring it on!
I go for this enemy first. They both fell into the pit. I think as long as you look at them, then they'll count. This one didn't fall all the way down, though.
Spirit Blade! Attack! One with my blade!
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind having a, like, main damage dealer. Like, this entire team is made of... Or, like, all of the damage dealers on this team are technically categorized as, like, sub-DPS on the website that I was looking at for some information about the characters. So, like,
My blade!
having a character that could be used for, like, the main damage dealer would be pretty nice.
Boba, get them!
A touch of frost!
You're toast! Race you! Let's dance!
Hey! Confess! It hurts!
Nice and spicy!
Forth, my blade! From whence you came!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Okay, this is a tiny one, but it's a lot of time.
Out of the frying
I'm gonna deal with the
A
side
touch of
enemies
frost.
first.
Bring it on! Yeah, cyclone! No escape.
Boba, get them!
Submit for judgment.
Let the show begin. Oh.
Swift and merciful.
You're toast!
Fracture! Get moving! Prepare yourself.
Need a bit more skill cooldown for this thing. Builds up so quickly.
Nice and spicy!
Forth, my blade!
Go, Barbara, go! Boba, get them!
One with my blade! This spells the end of the exorcists.
That did a lot more damage than I thought.
I'll protect us. Nice and spicy. Out of the frying pan, into the...
A touch of frost. Confess!
Yeah, it takes a long time. That's something that's nice about Star Rail is that
Come on, we
you can do
it.
any of the, like in Star Rail, their calypses, you can do any of them on
Nice
any
and
day.
spicy.
And then you can do up to like 6 waves of enemies, and then you get various rewards depending on how many you fight.
Fruit hurts!
So you can spend like 10 Trailblaze power in 6 different ones, or you can spend 60 at one. Depending on what you want to get out of it. Everything in this game seems to be like about 20 resin. Which is the Trailblaze power, it's the resin of that game. And it caps at 180 in that game. Like I had about 6 hours when I started the stream before it caps. So I'm probably gonna be doing that off stream.
Eat this!
Yeah, it's a bit slower. It kind of lets you plan out stuff more. And it's pretty simple in Star Rail, which has its advantages and disadvantages for like simpler combat for turn-based, but there's still some pretty cool stuff you can do in that game sometimes. Like you can do like 1,000,000 damage with certain setups and things like that. Yeah, I started playing that and then that got me into this game.
Out of the frying pan,
Get moving! From whence you came!
Yeah, I played a lot of turn-based JRPGs, so that's probably why I like it
Nice and spicy.
more than most people like turn-based games.
Bring it on! One with my blade. Truth hurts.
In that game, I have a few 5-star characters. Like, I pulled the banner character from the last banner on like my last pool that I could do for them. And then I'm probably not pulling for the new character that's on the banner, even though they're pretty good in that game, just because I want to save for the next character. I'm not free to play in that game, but I am free to play in this game, and Star Rail I buy the Battle Pass. Don't they? So I get a few more resources. The Electro Cube.
Let the show begin. Hi.
Submit for judgment.
Nice and spicy. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Swift and merciful.
Hi. Ready, steady, go. You're toast.
Bring it on!
Hi. I'll
I
protect
can do
us.
some damage to it.
Oh no!
Even when I'm not doing damage, I can still heal using that.
Truth hurts! Confess! Forth, my blade!
Goba, get them!
A lot easier to dodge it like that than to go in a circle.
Bring it on!
Nice and spicy!
Swift and merciful, from whence you came!
Bad time to use that.
Goba, get them!
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fight this thing like 2 more times once it revives.
A touch of frost!
That guy could have won.
One with my blade! Fracture!
Okay, this will help. World level increase. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Now most of the enemies are going to be higher level than me, though, for sure. So I need to get to Inazuma at the point to where I can send Hazo at least pretty soon. Yeah, there's a bunch of the Electro
See,
Puli or whatever
who's the
nearby,
person
but I'm gonna save
Ayaka
them
told us
for
about?
off stream. I usually get those off stream just because it takes so long to get all of them, and I like to mark them off on the there's like interactive maps that you can use to mark them off, so I gotta do those.
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Yeah, there's not really like an easy way to skip through a lot of stuff in this game. I'm actually gonna go back to. I just remembered that I got keys of the depths. I'm gonna go open some of those. So I think that there's one near the chasm, like near here. Yeah, it's like over here somewhere. Zoom in. So it's gonna be like above me. It showed it around here somewhere. It's gonna be in this cave. That's not good. I got stuck on that branch. Wasn't because I was frozen, but at least I know where it is. At least you can fast travel while in the air in this game, so you can get unstuck pretty easily.
I'm liking the look of this.
Okay, that's that one done. There's another one on this mountain. Try to zoom in and see. It's like right here, actually. This way. No, the opposite way. For the last banner character pool that I got, it was like on number 99 because I missed the first 50-50, but then I got the and the first 50-50 wasn't at the full pity. The second one was kind of close to full pity. I got the first one pretty early on, because I didn't do that many pulls for it. Because I'd also pulled on the previous banner.
Oh, it's all coming out now.
Okay, so I was a bit off on the pen, but it was somewhere in that direction at least. And then there's one more just to the south of that
Let's just hope the rain hasn't washed all the clues away.
gold ley line. Grab this too.
See, just follow my intuition.
Let's dance.
Can I equip this?
Look at it sparkle.
That gear might be better than some of the stuff that I already have. I got a 4-star something. What does that make that? Constellation 1. Intro damage bonus for 8 seconds. Guess it's not too bad. Oh wait, that's C2. Get some more energy restoration.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Hey. So I guess Tejima's one of the people that lost their vision and didn't die, then. But they've got something else.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine. So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child.
He
But
was on
anyway,
Electrovision,
if he
then.
had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Here. Be behind it.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared. No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
So it's going to be back in the city then. Yeah, it is kind of interesting with the Vision Hunt Decree then if they knew that these were side effects. Or they probably would have figured it out pretty quickly at least. Outside of people also just dying whenever they lost their vision.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by! We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today?
Guess they had a vision that they've forgotten about
family
too.
can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I will perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
That happened recently. Use elements of sight. If they needed to.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Name.
Another test.
Nice and spicy.
forth, my blade!
La, 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 la.
Spirit blade, draw, attack! You're open!
I got careless.
You're open! Get moving! Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Yes, of course. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Well, that's all the way to the city.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the price is increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything!
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again, and see if he can remember anything.
Okay, 2,000 more isn't that bad. I think I can just reach it from here.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either.
Well, okay, then good luck with your talents. But yeah, I haven't really looked into talents too much for most of my characters. I just got Songling's ultimate up a little bit. But yeah, I'm imagining that once I get to a point where I'm out of story stuff and focus on grading out characters, that I'll probably be mapping out my days for farming and all of that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm just doing whatever I can whenever it shows up.
It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Okay, should be back. There's one more person, lost their vision. Yeah, it's been kind of interesting. It turns out there was a lot of people with visions here in general, too, so.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine.
Yeah, I haven't even run into crown stuff in this game yet, so I don't really know what that is clearly, but I imagine that I'll be learning about all of that stuff in the future when I get my characters ascended more. The current highest one I have is Xiongling at 60, and now I can get them to 70 after completing that world quest.
Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Okay, it's for maxing talents then. Let's see. Yeah, I think there's an event going on right now that I haven't done yet. This one. I've still got 2 days, so I'm just gonna make as much progress as I could before giving that a shot. Yeah, I've done the trials already. Okay, looks like the time passed on its own.
So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Huh?
Person seems surprised about something.
Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
I don't think that was related.
Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
It's a surprise. I wouldn't mind staying here for a while.
Aha! Suspicious
How did you catch up with me so quickly? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster, studying Meikyo Shisui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations from me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
Looks like they're gone anyway.
Yeah.
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yae has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yae? Is that the same Lady Yae that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yae is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yae can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yae?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yae does not like to be kept waiting. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yae herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yae's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yae, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yae. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
We're just gonna be in a new place. Yeah, my adventuring can go up, right? Okay, yeah, it can. I'm not missing anything else. For now. Close. So one more achievement. Probably get that from progressing the story. That's one of many. Hey, was that not the first one that I had obtained? No, that was the first one. Thunder Sphere. Characters carrying an electromagnum are affected by electro in proximity of Thunder Sphere move toward at a great speed. I see. Oh, I accidentally picked that up. That's only one. I'll still mark it. Okay, so let me turn on the electro kilos. Where am I at on the map? It's probably gonna lag the stream a bit, sorry. Right there. Okay, mark this out. Just makes it easier for me to come back and okay, I need 8 more of those, and then I can finally ascend Azo. Get them to level 50.
Oh,
Apparently that
it's
lets
all
you
coming out
adjust.
now.
What do you always have to say that?
Booba, get them!
How's this?
Swift and merciful. From whence you came.
These 2 enemies are kind of strong.
Will do.
You're toast! Ready, steady, go!
One with my blade. I got a situation. Bring it on.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Let the show begin.
This will end you.
Submit for judgment.
Better not despawn.
You win this battle.
That wasn't a new enemy. Let's see. Another blue. Getting closer and closer to the guaranteed. Yeah, I just needed to make it up there for sure. Need a hill jungling.
What a bountiful harvest!
Hopefully I can get more than 3 of these a day. Need to be on the lookout for more, for sure. Leave that's new. It wanted me to go to that one first. There we go. Guess you need to have the power of Electro with you. Right there. There's also probably an Electro QI somewhere around here too. Yeah, right there. Where are we now?
Let's dance!
Yeah. Another beetle thing. Spin crystal. Interesting tree.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junior is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now? It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest sword master in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
Wait, should be back now? Figured I would just heal up everyone first. I kinda do still want to be in this area for a bit longer to try to find more of these. I still need a few. Like seeing anymore.
Are you?
Gonna go ahead and fast travel out. Make it a bit easier. Seems like I could travel directly to here maybe too. But it's covered up by the mission marker, so I wasn't entirely sure.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka!
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can be friends.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
Wait, that's all it took for them to change?
You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, Perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me? Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree. The almighty Shogun. I have seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there was also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
I mean, it's not like the Traveler wasn't indifferent to the decree either. Well, I guess they were kind of just more focused on seeing the Raiden Shogun first, maybe.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sango no Miya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sango no Miya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryo Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt. By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
Or can I just... Can you fast travel directly to them? No. I can fast travel to this one. But yeah, I am going to be ending things here for now, I think. Just take a bit of a break, and then I'll be back later for some more of the story. I might explore some of Inazuma while I'm gone too. But yeah, gonna be it for now. Guess I'll see everyone in the next one.